I never thought that my search for the old hideouts would lead me back here. It's good to be in a familiar place again. No one remembers or knows when the railroad started. Most people seem to think it was around the same time as the broken mask incident in Diamond City, somewhere around 2229. That's when the first Gen 3 cents were known to the Commonwealth. See, this guy named Carter walked over to the Power Noodles bar, sat down, and ordered himself a drink. Well, after a few hours of drinking, telling stories, the people around him started to notice that something was off about this guy. He stopped smiling, his cheek began to twitch, and that's when he pulled out a revolver and shot the bartender. I guess he took out a few others before Diamond City security was able to stop him, but when they autopsied the body, they found synth components. Since then, the paranoia of loved ones being snatched in the night and being replaced has become a real fear. But for others, they believe that synths should be as free as any other living creature. The earliest record of the railroad that I was able to find mentioned a leader by the name of Agamemnon. In 2266, the Institute raided the headquarters and massacred just about everyone. Only one person escaped, John Dee. Most of the railroad's members left the organization after that. However, there was one that was willing to rebuild. His name was Wyatt, and with the help of John Dee, they were able to rebuild the railroad from the ground up. They learned from their former leader the importance of keeping headquarters as secret as possible, created a hierarchy, and drop boxes where information can be shared between runners, safe houses, and headquarters. In 2267, Wyatt succeeded with transporting the first Gen 3 synth out of the Commonwealth. Sadly, he lost his life in 2273 during an Institute raid on the headquarters of the time. However, during the raid, a couple of guys, Pinky Thompson and Deacon, were able to get most of the members out alive, and Pinky became the new leader. Under his leadership, he tightened security and was able to get many synths out of the Commonwealth. Unfortunately, in 2276, his leadership came into question after the loss of the safe house Trinity. At which time, an election was held and Desdemona was chosen as the new leader. Immediately after Desdemona took office, the railroad made a huge step forward. For the next 3 years, she focused on the basics and made improvements where Pinky and her predecessors went wrong. Then, with the help of Tom Weatherby, also known as Tinker Tom, they were able to create new systems that allowed them to move synths more securely throughout the Commonwealth. Thus, no Institute security were on the radar during that year. However, in 2281, the Institute discovered a safe house, and though there were little casualties, Desdemona decided to move the headquarters to a pre-war bunker called the Switchboard. Inside the Switchboard, they discovered PAM, which stood for Predictive Analytic Machine. PAM was a pre-war artificial intelligence computer that was able to predict the future based on data that was inputted into her system. She was a great asset. Sadly, no one knows what has become of Pan. She could be lost to time, or maybe even destroyed. Though in 2283, the railroad ended up with an unexpected ally. There was a person by the name of Liam within the Institute who took it upon himself to start sending sense to the Commonwealth. Once the railroad was able to figure this out, they were able to help more sense escape the Institute, and through the assistance of Dr. Pinkerton and Dr. Amari, the railroad were able to perform facial reconstruction and memory wipes, thus allowing sense to lead a completely different life. I've already searched the old Boston church, and I found a list of known safe houses that were raided, and following those safe houses has led me back here to the Boston Commons. Is this where it all began?